One thing that really bothers me lately is that we cannot believe a single belief. Like we cannot even live our life being comfortable with our beliefs that we are holding, like in the container that we are at the period of our life. Let me just explain that. So if you question a belief thorough enough, you'll always find flaws. Like it doesn't matter if you're atheist, if you're religious, if you're agnostic. Like it doesn't matter what kind of beliefs you have. You question it thorough enough. You'll strip apart every single part of it that doesn't make sense. Then you end up literally nothing. You cannot have a belief that doesn't contradict with itself, even with even with the philosophies and the ideas of the greatest minds. There are always flaws, but obviously, flaws don't mean that they are not worthwhile. Flaws don't mean that they cannot explain about this universe. Just like how just like how coping mechanisms, like what I call beliefs, are what I believe coping mechanisms are. No, like I believe that beliefs, any kind of beliefs, are coping mechanisms in order for us to detach. Separate ourselves from the reality. What I mean by reality is that it's just so absurd. Universe never responds to us. You just need to live this life that has not a single right way, I'd say, like a right, correct way to live. And you just end up pretty much nowhere, just floating on this in this universe, endless universe, and thinking about why am I even here? So you just need to forget about this. You just need to like detach from the reality so that you can actually live while satisfying the desires that your brain's constantly like setting. So any kind of beliefs you have, they are coping mechanisms. If you're alive right now, you are coping. There's just no doubt. Like you cannot argue with this. If you are living right now, if you didn't end yourself, I'm not saying I'm not I'm never pursuing, I'm never encouraging for you to actually like end yourself. Like I never have been a fan of nihilism because it's literally just, it doesn't provide anything. Nihilism never provides anything, something useful for human beings. It just tells the brutal truth, and just that's it. Like just drop it, and you can just kill yourself or live with it. Like I don't care, because it doesn't really matter. Like nothing matters. And what I really like about absurdism is that you just it even though how absurd this reality is, you can still live with it. You need to just tackle the problem. It's not even the problem in the first place, but we know it. So just got to do whatever you want in the given moment, in for the given life, because it's actually crazy how we are on this earth, like at the moment. Like it's out of the odds, it's absolutely like quintillion trillion possibility, like out of one possibility of actually being born in this, and being conscious about yourself. So what can we believe when there are so many, when nothing's a firmly like groundable beliefs? Because obviously you can just seek for God. I'm not saying it's a bad choice, like it, because what I don't understand, like I don't hate religious people for believing in God. I usually don't dislike the type of people who never question about their belief, who are who aren't even capable of being conscious and asking like what state they are in right now, never even reached to any kind of crisis, existential crisis, or having some kind of, so what is it, like what is it that's bothering me, like what am I doing here, kind of things. That's what I but those are the kind of people that I just dislike. I do not prefer having any kind of, I mean, I would love to have conversations, but obviously conversations and arguments, debates, discussions, any kind of like conversing with others about an idea is not to actually sharing thoughts, but rather trying to change their minds. Obviously, I'm not gonna trying to change their minds because no one can change one person's mind except for themselves. So that's just, I personally don't like them, but it's not that I like hate them. I would love them to just cross the like actually realize about what they're doing, but they're just so into this game. They're just so into these games and ideas, but they are the reality, which isn't their fault at all. Like it's not bad. You're just way into the game to the point where you don't value anything that's actually real. You don't question anything that's actually real. So again, what can we trust? What can we believe? What can we live upon on? What can we firmly? What can we confidently tell ourselves that I believe in this and I am fine with it. Like I am comfortable with it. Is it actually just God? Like is it just actually like genuinely there's nothing else but God? Uh Psychologically human brains are prone to tend to be appealed by the idea of God. We just love trusting and believing in a supernatural being that's outside of our understanding, that loves us for some reason and cares about us, which will provide community comfort, no existential crisis. That's why I hate the idea of believing a god after knowing what you are doing right now. That's like, not only you're not going to get the full benefit from believing a god, just like other usual majority of religious people do, since you deep in your mind you believe that this is not real. You're coping with the reality using the easiest tool, in my opinion, the easiest tool in our human history that's just designed for our human psychology to make our lives easier. Now, you can argue that if it's easier, if it works for them, isn't it okay? Obviously, that statement itself fails fundamentally, which I can explain because if it works for one person, isn't that okay? Like, it's not hurting anyone. Because if the benefit of believing in a god, in any kind of religion, is simply the comfort and pleasure from the community and satisfaction that you're getting close to the reality, but you are awakened, then it doesn't have to be religion in the first place. It can be replaced into scientism, let's say, but just like lots of atheisms are, I mean, atheists are believing in, which also I see a huge flaw in scientism as well. The famous claim would be you cannot scientifically prove that science is the only way to prove and disprove everything about this universe. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer yet. Obviously, if I had an answer to this, then I would have been a billionaire. I would have been the next Jesus that would have been written in history book. But obviously, I don't have it yet. That's why I just wanted to yap about it in this video. But no matter where you end up being, obviously this is just a journey. I'm sure I won't have an answer in till even till the deathbed, like till I die, till I till the moment I die actually. Yeah, I'm presuming that I might die after the age of 50, 60, but I might die even earlier. Like, we never know about life. But it's really also one thing about this society, specifically this generation, is that it's so hard to pursue reasons to live when everyone's just money, 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 success, success, fame, fame, status, status. Like, those are tool. Some are not. Some like status isn't even a tool. It's a zero sum game. Status is a zero sum game for sure. You don't win there. Like, you win, someone loses. So it's a endless loop of not feeling good enough because like someone's gonna come and take your place at the end of the day. Like, you're never gonna stay there forever. Now you might argue, well, it's not to stay there forever, but rather to get the fame from others, that you were the kind of person that you could sit in that crown, in that area, with that kind of like connections with this kind of people. Also, it's way too superficial. It's ostentatious. Everything's so fake in this generation. And I don't mean by like I'm being like superior than them at all. Like, I genuinely believe, I don't even believe that I'm above average or in average when it comes to IQ or any kind of intelligence. Comforting ourselves is the greatest and hardest problem that all humanity, not all, but like most of people that lived on this earth would go through, had gone through. And I think what we all should be doing, after knowing that it's very unlikely that you will end up having a comfortable truth about this life, about this universe, is that even after you knowing this, even after you know that there's no meaning in nihilism sense, where you just gotta live with it kind of thing, I think at the end you just gotta keep seeking for what works for you, while not blindfolding yourself. Just gotta find the balance between believing in one thing that doesn't raises any kind of serious questions. What I mean by serious questions, like not contradicting your own beliefs, not compromising any beliefs that you decided to believe beforehand. Like, so you just gotta balance it out well enough to the point where you are fine, you're actually being fine and happy living your life. I think that's about it. Thank you for watching the video.